Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, your heart still racing, because of a dream you couldn't quite explain? A door that wouldn't open, a rising wave, a face you've never seen before. But somehow, it felt familiar? We often say, it's just a dream. But what if it isn't? What if your dreams are not random at all, but a hidden language? A message your mind is quietly sending to you? A language of fear, of hope, and of the parts of yourself you haven't yet understood. For thousands of years, humans have believed that dreams are the bridge between the seen and the unseen. The ancient Egyptians called them the words of the gods. The Greeks believed they were messages carried by the wind. And in the East, people said that when we sleep, our soul leaves the body to learn what we're too restless to know during the day. The ancients didn't separate dreams from life. They listened to them. They woke up and shared their dreams, as if welcoming a sacred guest who had visited the soul. They believed every dream was a mirror, and within that mirror, we could see ourselves in our truest form. Today, science is beginning to agree. Neuroscientists have discovered that while we sleep, the brain doesn't rest. It works on the deepest level, connecting scattered memories, processing unfinished emotions, and sometimes creating answers we couldn't find in the daylight. You might think, dreams are just chaos. But think again. So many great ideas were born in dreams. Elias Howe saw the structure of the sewing needle. Einstein glimpsed the theory of relativity. Paul McCartney heard the melody of Yesterday while still asleep. If dreams can shape the world like that, what might they be trying to tell you each night? Imagine this. When you sleep, your mind becomes an ocean. Each wave is an emotion, a memory, a truth you haven't faced yet. And when you dream, those waves begin to whisper. They don't speak in words. They speak in symbols. A bird taking flight, a dark room, a river flowing backward. That is the hidden language of your night. So tonight, instead of brushing your dream aside when you wake, try listening to it, as if an old friend is sending you something important. Because within those blurry fragments may lie the wisdom you've forgotten in the rush of your waking life. So, when you close your eyes tonight, don't just sleep. Invite your dreams in as a gentle conversation between you and your soul. And now, let's step into the next chapter, where we begin decoding that secret language and open the ancient dream dictionary that humanity has been writing for thousands of years. Imagine that each night, when you close your eyes, your mind opens an ancient book, one only you can read. The lines in that book aren't written in words, but in images, emotions, and symbols. That is your dream dictionary, a language that only reveals itself when your mind becomes still enough to listen. For centuries, humans have tried to decode it. And strangely, across cultures and ages, many dream symbols share universal meanings. Water, the oldest symbol of all. Flowing rivers, crashing waves, deep seas. Across civilizations, water represents emotion. If you dream of being pulled into a wave, it's not about the ocean. It's about the ocean within you. Feelings you've repressed, truths you're not yet ready to face. And when that water turns calm and clear, your soul has found peace again, flying the dream of freedom. The ancients believed that when the soul flies, it's escaping the limits of fear. A flying dream isn't fantasy. It's your spirit yearning to break free. Ask yourself, what is keeping my wings from opening? Falling, the loss of control. In ancient Rome, falling dreams were seen as signs of anxiety or change. But falling isn't always bad. Sometimes, falling is how your subconscious teaches you to let go, to realize not everything must be held so tightly. Doors are invitations. When you dream of a closed door, it might be an opportunity you haven't opened, or a memory you're not ready to revisit. An open door means courage, a closed one protection, and light. In ancient philosophy, light in dreams is the symbol of awakening, the moment your subconscious illuminates what your conscious mind refused to see. If you see light in the dark, it may be your soul guiding you back to safety. But remember this, there are no two identical dream dictionaries, because each mind speaks its own language. Symbols are the frame, but the feeling is the key. Water may mean fear to one person and healing to another. So when you recall a dream, ask yourself, how did I feel in that moment? Emotion is the key that unlocks the language. To hear dreams more clearly, train your mind to hold on to the fragments of the night. Before you sleep, place a small notebook by your bed. When you wake, don't touch your phone. Just close your eyes again and ask, what do I still remember? An image, a sensation, a color. Write it down right away. Dreams are like vapor. If you don't hold them, they fade. But as you record them, you'll start to see patterns. Symbols repeating, emotions returning, threads weaving unseen connections. That's when the language of night begins to speak in words you can finally understand. And once you do, you'll discover what the ancients already knew, the wisdom within dreams. Now, let's move into the next part. Wisdom whispers, the problem-solving power of dreams. Have you ever woken up and suddenly just knew what to do? A clarity as gentle as breath. The sense that something inside you had already found the answer. Science calls this subconscious resolution, the mind working quietly while we sleep. But the ancients had a more poetic name, the whispers of wisdom in dreams. In ancient Egypt, priests would sleep in dream temples to receive divine guidance. The Greeks called it incubatio. They believed that if you went to sleep with a sincere question, your dream would return with an answer, through images, sensations, or subtle signs. And now, science is proving they were right. In the 19th century, chemist Friedrich Kekulé dreamed of a snake biting its own tail, and woke up realizing it was the circular structure of the benzene molecule, a discovery that changed modern chemistry. Paul McCartney dreamt he was playing a melody he'd never heard before. When he woke up, he ran to his piano, captured every note, and the song Yesterday was born. Mary Shelley dreamed of a man created from electricity, and her nightmare became Frankenstein, the first science fiction novel in history. 3 dreams, 3 awakenings, moments when the unconscious became light. Dreams aren't just rest. They are where the mind keeps working, at a frequency the waking brain can't reach. When we sleep, our brain moves from beta waves to theta and delta, the deep, creative zone. Logic quiets. Imagination awakens. Connections form between pieces that once felt scattered. And sometimes, the simplest truth rises like a drop into a still pond. If you've ever woken in the night with a sudden idea, that's your inner wisdom speaking. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and it only speaks when you are quiet enough to listen. So how can you hear it more often? The ancients had a practice called pre-sleep intention. Before you close your eyes, take a slow breath in. In your mind, place a question, not about the universe, but about your heart. How can I release what's been weighing on me? How can I forgive myself? What's my next step forward? Then exhale gently and whisper within, let my dream lead me to the answer. No need to remember. No need to force. Just trust your mind already knows the way. Because sometimes, answers don't come as words. They come as images, as feelings, or simply as peace when you wake. That's the quiet miracle of dreaming. It doesn't just reflect. It heals. It teaches. And when you trust the wisdom of sleep, your waking life begins to transform. When dawn touches the world, and you're still half within a dream, you're standing at the border of two worlds, where dreams haven't faded and reality hasn't begun to rush. If you listen carefully, you'll notice something. Dreams don't disappear when you open your eyes. They simply change shape. A feeling in your chest. A thought that arrives out of nowhere. A quiet comfort you can't explain. It's the echo of the dream still speaking to you. Dreams aren't separate from life. They are the deeper layer within it. And when you begin to understand that, everything around you shifts. Every image in a dream is an emotion in disguise. A storm might be your anxiety. An old house, your nostalgia. A small light in the distance. The courage still alive within you. Understanding dreams isn't about decoding symbols. It's about understanding yourself. Dreams are mirrors for the soul. And when we dare to look, we stop fighting our emotions. We start listening to them. And in that listening, healing begins. Science now agrees. People who record and reflect on their dreams tend to manage stress better, feel less anxious, and live with greater empathy. Because when you understand the voice of the night, you stop fearing the dark. Dreams teach us this. There are no bad emotions, only unspoken ones. Anger, sadness, fear. They're simply saying, "Please, see me." And once you do, the resistance melts away, leaving space for peace. Each morning, before you reach for your phone, pause for 30 seconds. Ask yourself, what was my soul trying to tell me last night? You don't need all the answers, just awareness. Sometimes, one calm breath is enough to reconnect night and day. Because when you truly understand your dreams, you begin to understand your life. And in that understanding, a deeper peace appears. Soft as moonlight on water, steady as the rhythm of the earth. You're standing at the threshold, between daylight and dreams. No rush, no alarms. Just slow breathing, and the knowing that everything is right where it should be. Now you understand. Dreams aren't random fragments. They're the secret language of the soul. And the journey into that world doesn't begin with sleep. It begins with listening. Start small. A pen, a notebook. Keep them by your bed. Before sleep, whisper softly, "Tonight, if my soul has something to say, let me remember when I wake." Don't expect miracles. Just allow the mind to drift like a quiet river. When morning comes, don't rush. Stay still. Write down the first thing you recall. A picture, a feeling, a color. That's your conversation with yourself. Do it often, and soon that notebook will become your own dream map. Because every dream carries a message. Some to heal you, some to warn you, some just to remind you, you are still alive, still feeling, still guided by something greater than yourself. And as you remember and reflect, you'll notice changes. You'll start catching signs in your waking life. A phrase that lingers, a coincidence that feels meaningful, a quiet intuition. That's your nighttime wisdom, walking beside you in daylight. Dreams are not escape. They are return. Return to your body, to your breath, to your truth. If you've ever had a dream that left you waking with peace or purpose, share it with us in the comments. Maybe your dream is the message someone else needs tonight. And if this journey has brought you calm, Like, subscribe, and stay connected, so that every week, when night falls, you'll have a new story to dream with. Here at Life Motivation Tales, remember, dreams aren't where we run away from life. They're where life comes home to us. So tonight, let this be your door. A door to healing. A door to stillness. You've gone far enough for today. Now, inhale slowly. Exhale gently. And let sleep find you. Life Motivation Tales, where every dream is a message from the universe and every listener is a soul coming home.